The early morning haze hadn't yet lifted from the sun-kissed horizon of Tenerife when the police officers arrived at Jay Slater's rented flat. The blue sky above gave no hint of the storm that brewed in the hearts of the officers, nor the grim dread that shadowed every creak of the door as they stepped inside. Jay Slater had vanished 3 days ago. To the tourists sipping café con leche down in Playa de las Americas, it was just another Tuesday. But to the Slater family, each second ticking by was a spike of fear. His mother, Diane Slater, had flown in 2 nights ago, her hands trembling as she clutched the printed screenshot of the message that had sent a chill through her spine. "We have your son. Do not call the police." The message, written in clumsy English with strange accents over certain vowels, had come from an unknown number. Attached was a blurry image of what looked like Jay's silver chain, the one he never took off, not even in the shower. The search had intensified overnight. Drones buzzed over the rugged hills behind the coast where Jay was last seen. His friends, still dazed, told the police that Jay had gone to an after-party with 2 men he had just met. It wasn't like him. Sure, he was spontaneous, adventurous, and a bit too trusting for his own good, but he always let someone know where he was going. Now, his flat stood like a time capsule. Detective Inspector Carla Ramos ran a gloved hand across the cluttered counter. Empty bottles of water, a half-eaten sandwich, a pack of chewing gum. Nothing screamed crime scene, but that didn't mean there were no answers hidden among the ordinary. Jay's backpack sat near the couch untouched. Inside, his phone charger, sunglasses, and a slim leather notebook with the initials JS embossed on the cover. Ramos opened it. The pages were mostly blank, save for one sentence scribbled hastily in the center of a page. He said they watch from the cliffs. Ramos frowned. "He who," she muttered. Her partner, Officer Luis Herrera, stepped out of the bathroom holding up a cracked burner phone. "It was hidden behind the toilet tank," he said. "Battery's dead. No SIM card. But maybe we can retrieve something from the memory." Ramos nodded. She didn't believe in coincidences. Not when a healthy 23-year-old vanished without a trace, and certainly not when a mysterious message landed in his mother's inbox. Outside, Diane Slater stood on the balcony with her arms wrapped around herself. The warm breeze did nothing to thaw the ice in her chest. She had come to Tenerife hoping to find her son sleeping off a hangover, embarrassed but unharmed. What she found instead were questions stacked on top of silence. And that message burned into her memory like a brand. "We have your son." She replayed their last conversation over and over in her head. Jay had called her from a loud, crowded place, excited about the island's nightlife. He was laughing, talking fast, and then, just before hanging up, he said something odd. "Mom, this guy knows weird things. He says the rocks here can hear." She thought it was a joke. Jay was always coming up with nonsense to make her laugh. Now, it felt like a clue wrapped in madness. Back inside the flat, Ramos noticed something strange about the bookshelf. All the books were tourist guides, except for one, a thin volume titled Echoes of the Guanches. She pulled it down. It was written in both Spanish and English and spoke of ancient legends from Tenerife's Aboriginal people, the Guanches. One page had been folded, marked. She flipped it open and read, "In the cliffs above Masca, the Guanches believed spirits dwelled, watchers who could mimic voices and lead travelers astray." Ramos's pulse quickened. Was this just Jay indulging in local folklore? Or had he stumbled upon something or someone who made the myth feel real? "Carla," Herrera called from the other room. "You need to see this." He had accessed the phone's internal storage using a laptop. The screen displayed a series of grainy videos. Most were mundane, clips from beach outings, laughter, parties. But one, time-stamped from the night Jay disappeared, stood out. The video showed Jay, holding the phone at arm's length, breathing heavily. "I don't know where I am," he whispered. I followed them up to the cliffs. They kept talking in a language I didn't know. Thought it was a joke. But then they started chanting. The camera spun. Darkness. Wind. "They're not normal. I swear." One of them changed shape. "I'm not drunk. I'm not high. Static." Then, just before the video cut off, A voice, distant but clear. Not Jay's. Something guttural and deep. He sees us. Herrera glanced at Ramos. Was he having a psychotic break? Or a spiritual encounter? Ramos said under her breath. The local authorities weren't fond of feeding into superstition, but the cliffs near Masco were steeped in centuries of lore. There had been disappearances before, rare, undocumented, chalked up to tourists getting lost. But none with a breadcrumb trail like this. That afternoon, Ramos ordered a team to comb the cliffs near Masco with dogs and heat sensors. Diane insisted on joining, refusing to sit idly by. As they reached the edge of the trail, where the GPS last pinged Jay's phone, one of the dogs barked furiously. A glint of metal shone beneath a cluster of rocks. It was Jay's chain. No blood, no signs of struggle. Just the chain, warm to the touch despite the shade. Diane clutched it, tears spilling down her cheeks. "I know he's still alive," she whispered. "A mother knows." Ramos watched the cliffs as the sun dipped behind them, casting long, eerie shadows that seemed to move when no one was looking. Somewhere out there, Jay Slater had vanished. And whether the truth lay in crime, folklore, or something in between, they were running out of time to bring him back. Would you like a version that's styled more like a news report or article rather than a fictionalized story?